Recasters is a weekly anime podcast covering currently airing seasonal anime. If you like to follow weekly releases and hear discussions about it, you're in the right place.
If you enjoy series reviews and previews, then be warned.
Spoiler City straight ahead.
Hello, welcome back to Recasters, the only anime podcast where after being summoned by the colors of the rainbows, we each get chosen to inhabit a specific suit and fight the forces of evil. My name is Chase Adam Robinson, and I've been chosen by the color blue. I'm joined here today by my co-host, Jesse Winter.
Why can't the symbol we were given have the color pink in it?
Welcome to another week of Recasters. We're tired. It's been a long week.
It's been a long week. It's been a longer week for our main man Adam, though.
That's true. That's true. I've done nothing in the last week. Nothing media. No, I've consumed zero media.
Nothing media.
I haven't watched anything except for the stuff for the podcast.
The only thing that has entered his eyes is the sheer forceful reality of 3D.
And the only thing that's entering my mouth right now is this White Claw that I'm about to drink. Crisp. Jesse and I are hipster trash, so we're going to drink these.
Yeah.
Don't make fun of me, please. I like White Claw.
I'm involuntarily hipster.
You're currently wearing a flannel and drinking a White Claw.
Yeah. Oh, no, help. My heritage has come back to defeat me.
All right, guys. I actually moved this last week, so it's been a long week. I feel like I have not actually sat down in over a week now. We also had Black Friday recently.
Oof.
It was like Black Friday, and then I moved, and now I'm finally getting a chance to cool down. But yeah, no media has been consumed. So actually, I just moved out of my parents' house for the first time. I'm 26 years old, and I lived with my parents until just now. So
It's the modern millennial story.
yeah, that's true. That's like, I think I feel worse about feeling bad about it. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
Like,
I get the vibe.
Like I feel like I shouldn't care as much as I did that I still lived with my parents, because I get along really well with my family and I had a great place there, but I had an opportunity to move out and I decided to take it. So here we are in what is our new studio, which is also still my bedroom.
As much as things may change, some things never change. Nice. Let me toss one of those out there.
You look like you did not enjoy that.
I almost choked on this White Claw.
Oh, okay. Jesse.
That's me.
I've done nothing, but you've been up to some stuff.
I've been up to some stuff.
What have you been up to, my friend?
I've been up to reading a new manga
What the fuck?
without finishing part 6.
Sometimes you just got to take a break. I still never finished Fishman Island on One Piece.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, like, after binging 5 parts in a row, like, I mean, I still love JoJo. I think I said this last time I talked about JoJo too, but, like, I'm kind of tired of JoJo right now.
Take your time, because once you get to part 7, I don't want you to be burnt out for it, so.
Absolutely. And I'm looking forward to that. Part 7 sounds very exciting. Not done with part 6, obviously, but I think my opinion still stands that it is not my favorite part so far.
I think last time you said it was your third favorite?
Yeah, I'd say that's probably accurate. It's like middle of the road.
Cool.
So anyways, this new manga I've been reading.
This is something that somebody recommended to you.
Yeah. First the internet, and then I forgot about it. And then you recommended it to me also. And I was like, oh yeah.
I should give a disclaimer. I've never read this manga. It's been on my read list for like a year and a half. Ever since I read Gantz.
Can it be called a recommendation if you have not ever experienced it?
I was like, I heard this is good, and I think it's what you're looking for. I think you'll like this.
Third-party recommendation.
I think it still counts.
Close enough in my book.
How are you liking it so far? Oh, wait. What is it? I already know what
so
it is.
backtracking through time real quick, without any further ado, I've been reading Jagaaan. And yes, that is the title. It's got like 5 A's in the name.
So yeah, if you read the Japanese title, it's, Jagaaan, but it's got the extension, the dash that extends the sounds between ga and n.
Yeah.
In English, they just put like 9 A's.
Yeah. And also in English, instead of making it Jigan, they made it Jagaaan. So it's all A's. The only vowels are A's.
Oh, it's like J-A?
Yeah, it's Jagaaan.
Oh, interesting. So how many chapters do you think you are?
I believe I'm about somewhere between 60 and 70 chapters in.
Oh, you're pretty deep.
I'm very deep. Yeah, definitely.
I want to say it's only around 100 chapters, right?
Yeah, that sounds about accurate. I think it's no more than 120 chapters, if I remember correctly. Okay, small fact check. I was wrong on both accounts. I'm 57 chapters in, and it's 147 chapters.
It's like about what you said.
Yeah, close enough. Plus or minus a few chapters.
Plus or minus some dozens.
Plus, about I went from about halfway through to about a third of the way through.
How are you liking it so far? Also, actually, for anybody who hasn't heard of this, what is it?
All right, here's the lowdown on Jagaaan. It's the modern day. Welcome to a small Japanese city where a small-time policeman does small-time police work. But then monsters, though.
But then monsters, though.
But also he monster, though. Now he monster fight other monsters to stop monsters.
I think, wait, are you talking about Kaiju number 8?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure you just described Kaiju number 8.
Now I didn't think about this, but now that you mention it, this is a lot like Kaiju number 8. So basically, we've got this dude. He's like actually, he's not even like average Japanese guy in manga terms. He's like just average Japanese guy, maybe above average, because he's a cool dude. He's pretty attractive, you know what I mean? But like, he's just a cop. He's in a little, I forget the Japanese word, but it's one of the little neighborhood Japanese like cop stands where they just have like this small little building on a street corner. And he just works with his one other officer who rotates through various events. I'm not going to spoil that, but and he just does basic cop stuff. And he's like, I'm really bored with life. And then monsters show up, and he gets some monster powers, and he fights some monsters.
Dude, that sounds rad.
Yeah, it's really rad. I started reading it because I wanted something that was kind of like Gantz, and this doesn't really have the sci-fi aspect. Gantz has that very like 90s sci-fi vibe. This is more like 80s Godzilla movie vibe, maybe, with like some horror elements strewn in there. It's a very brutal manga.
I feel like you're just describing Kaiju number 8 still.
Dude, I'm not going to say Kaiju number 8 stole any ideas, but maybe Kaiju number 8 stole some ideas. I think the artwork in this manga is really similar to the artwork in Gantz. At least initially, Gantz, as you go on, there's a lot more shading right in Gantz. Gantz gets like literally darker as you go on through the manga. There's a lot more shading. They wear black suits. All the monsters have really dark, really heavy shading. Lots of the panels are really dark. It's hard to read the text sometimes. So this manga is not quite like that, but it's very, very small detail oriented. The big main monsters that he fights, they're detailed to the point of them looking scary, even if maybe they're not supposed to look scary. And also the hero, he looks like a scary monster. He doesn't look like a hero. It just doesn't feel like there's a hero. The main antagonist, he's pretty dark. I mean, not the main antagonist, sorry. Let me start that over. The main protagonist, he's kind of a dark guy. He's really got like this whole philosophical brooding thing going on, He's trying to figure out like, what is the meaning of life? Like, what do I want out of life? And at the same time, he also has monster powers that allow him to like kill anyone.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. So... Don't worry, he's not like Edge Boy going around just killing random people or something, but like
if he wants to make a change, he can make it happen.
Oh, he can make changes happen real fast if he wants.
Dude, that sounds awesome. I feel like I need to read this.
Dude, it is super great. I mean, I'm like hooked. I'm wrapped in, I will be honest, the first few chapters are a little slow as they set stuff up. At first you're just like, oh, I'm listening to this boring guy whine about how boring his life is. And then shit hits the fan and you just go. You just don't stop. It's a never-ending train.
Here's the thing, right? Like, I love shonen manga. And it started out with like, oh, I love Naruto and Bleach and all of these other regular shonen stuff. And then like later in life, I was like, man, I'm really starting to like all of these like darker shonen where like consequences are real and shit hits the fan sometimes, like Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen and Kaiju number 8 and Attack on Titan, stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, this shit's really good. Then I'm like realizing that I just need to try to read more seinen manga because it's just like I'm like towing the line.
Yeah, for sure.
And I rarely cross it. I've been thinking about reading Tokyo Ghoul lately too because I hear the manga for that is fucking brutal.
Is that a seinen?
It is, yeah.
Oh, okay. I always thought it was a shonen for some reason.
Most people do.
Fair enough.
And most people also watch the anime, which is definitely a shonen.
Oh, okay. Well,
the manga is a lot more brutal.
Nice.
There's like an example of that is there's like a part that I know of where he kills a guy, and in the anime he kills the guy, but in the manga he breaks every bone in his body before killing him.
Huh? Excuse me.
And that's just stuff that they cut out.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
I guess, they wanted to sell it. Sell it on TV.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
So would you recommend Jagaaan?
Oh, 100%. I would. Yeah. I mean, anybody who is interested in moral philosophy or a nice dark anime or an anime that blurs the line between heroes and villains, 100% would recommend.
So Attack on Titan?
Yeah. So anyways, I've been reading Attack on Titan. Absolutely not. I'm not going back to that again.
The Attack on Titan, the last part of the anime is going to be airing in January. I'm pretty excited for it.
Oh, dude, I'm so excited. Yes.
If it is the last part. For real this time.
Attack on Titan, the final season, part 2 for real this time.
All right, so that's all for Jagaaan?
That's all for Jagaaan.
It's Jagaaan. Get it with an O-N-E instead?
It's here. Now it's Jagaaan.
Oh, man. Okay, so other than that, there's another thing you've been up to that we already talked about before and can still talk about. What? Hang on. I don't like this.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Other than Jagaaan, something else you've been up to, too. You've been playing a video game. What game is that?
I've been playing Pokemon.
Who's surprised?
Who's surprised? Hey, remember, what was that, a week or two ago when I said I was playing Pokemon Shining Pearl?
Yeah.
Still doing that.
Whoa.
Pokemon games, they're kind of long.
What? Okay, so what gym are you at? Like, how many badges you got?
I have 3 badges.
Okay, so you're still pretty early.
Yeah.
Who's your team right now?
Let's see. I got Houndoom, the second evolution of the Penguin starter, who I once again forget the name of.
Pingy.
Yep. The second evolution of Pingy. Jirachi.
How the fuck you get a Jirachi?
Well,
Excuse me?
This is a fun story. Let me tell you this story. Okay, so I'm playing Pokemon Shining Pearl, right?
Yeah.
I never played Diamond and Pearl when they came out. I ended my young Pokemon career at Gen 3. So this is all new to me. So I'm talking to literally everybody I possibly can at any time. All the NPCs, they're just bait for my talking. And I walk up to this old man and he's like, hey, I see you're searching for Pokemon. That's really cool. It's good to have friends. Here, take this. And then he gave me Jirachi.
This isn't a story. I've been told nothing. How did this happen?
Look, if there was more to the story, I'd tell it. I walked up to this old man. He's like, yo, looking for Pokemon? Here, take this good old buddy old pal of mine. And it was a fucking Jirachi.
Okay.
I was like, what? My wife, she has like no experience with like the actual Pokemon games, right? She's only played Pokemon Go. And then she played Pokemon Sword, which is, I kind of consider it a Pokemon game.
Yeah, it is.
And so I get to this part, I talk to this old man, and then I like audibly, like when he gives me the Jirachi, I was like, what the fuck is going on? And she's like, what? And I was like, oh, just wait, you're about to talk to this old man. And she's like, okay. And then she talks to the old man and she's like, this old man gave me a Pokemon. I was like, a Pokemon? Let me tell you what, this is a legendary Pokemon. There's literally only one of them in existence. Why does this dude have a Jirachi? And she's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's actually, so I learned this distinction fairly recently, which is surprising for the amount of Pokemon that I played, but Jirachi is actually a mythical Pokemon, which is different from a legendary.
Right, because he's like a god thing.
He's basically a god.
Star.
Yeah.
He's literally a star.
Yeah. So every game seems to have like one mythical, right? We got like it's the Mew, Celebi, Jirachi. Actually, I think Deoxys might be mythical as well, but
Yeah, because Deoxys is like a space alien, isn't he?
yeah.
Yeah, fucking wild.
What's the Gen 4 ones?
Is that the they're like the birds, the blue and red birds, right?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know. I don't remember their names. Like Aurus? I don't know. They're two birds. They look exactly the same. They're really big.
Oh,
One's
Latios and Latias.
Latios and Latias.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Nice.
And then Gen 4 also has Darkrai and Cresselia. I think those might be mythical as well.
I don't know.
And then it gets hazy. Anyways. Gen 5 has Hoopa, I think.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah. You know what? Now that I think about it, that's Gen 7.
Okay, well, good to know.
Okay, yeah. So who else is on your team after Jirachi?
Oh, yeah. So anyways, Jirachi's. And then, dude, I just really don't know this gen. It's the second evolution of the electric cat.
Okay, so Shinx turns into...
Oh, Shinx. That's right. Turns into Sparks. I think it's Sparks.
This seems wrong.
I think it's Sparx, Sparks. Because I named mine Spark, and then it was like Shinx evolved into Sparks. And I was like, hey, that's its name.
It turns into Luxio.
Luxio?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You talking about this guy?
Yeah.
Luxio.
See, I have no idea what I'm talking about with Gen 4. I have zero clue what I'm doing. I see all these Pokemon, and I'm like, what the fuck is this thing?
Okay, and then you got 2 more slots.
No, one more slot.
You only have 5?
No, I got 6. Let me see. Let me bring my fingers out to count on my hand.
Okay.
I had the Houndoom,
Pingy.
Jirachi, Luxio. Damn, okay, that is 2 more. I gotta think really hard about this one. Like, the only Pokemon I've used are my Houndoom, my Pingy, my Jirachi, and sometimes my Luxio. Those are the main ones I use.
Yeah, so then the last 2 are just kind of hanging out.
Yeah, and I do it just to balance out. Oh, Ponyta, and
This is Gen 4, you're using a Ponyta?
yeah, buddy, dude, this
Get the
Ponyta's so
fuck
sharp.
outta here.
He just learned Fire Wheel. If a bug or a grass Pokemon rolls up on me, that thing's dead. I tell you what, it's fast. Say adios, grass Pokemon. Yeah, I don't know what my last fucking Pokemon is. It's just in there. It's something. I think it's like a ground type.
Let's just assume it's Diglett.
It's definitely not a Diglett.
It's just a Diglett.
It might be that coin-looking guy.
I don't know what that means.
It's like his name's like Bronzo or something. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
He's like a metal disc.
It's
with
Bronzor.
eyes. Bronzor, yeah.
He turns into Bronzong.
Sure. It might be that guy. Might be evolution 1 of that thing.
Maybe a clay doll?
No.
Okay.
I know Claydol.
All right, well, I'm glad you're having fun. I heard from a friend that it's just as hard as it was back in the day, as opposed to the modern Pokemon games, which are way too fucking easy. Apparently, this one, the only thing it added was the EXP share, and everything else is just as hard as it always has been.
I would say that's mostly accurate. They also added the little status. So if you battle a Pokemon and you use a move on it, the next time you battle a Pokemon, it will tell you all your moves' effectiveness against that Pokemon.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I guess you still have to figure out how to build a team to effectively battle against whatever types you're going to be battling against, but it'll tell you which moves of yours were the most effective, so you don't have to keep track of that, which makes it a lot easier in my opinion, because I kind of just roll up into battle and I just look at my moves and go, oh, that one's super effective. Okay, you're dead.
Yeah, that makes sense though. It's like the same thing in Persona.
Is it?
Yeah, in Persona 5 they have the same kind of deal, is that like you can check what something's weak against. I don't think that bothers me.
Yeah, so it doesn't bother me, but I'm also like I'm the kind of person I do like the hardcore runs where like you got no HUD, no overlay, the enemies are stacked against you. So I kind of like the pressure of having to build and memorize these team assets.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's just me, but I don't think it detracts from the game. Not like how in Sword and Shield your rival picks the Pokemon that's weak to yours. Like, what the fuck? Who decided that was a good idea? Actually, I really like in this one that your that I don't know, this dude, his name's like Lucas or something like that. He's helping out Professor Rowan.
Yeah.
He picks the Pokemon that's weak to yours, and then he joins you in team battles, which I think is really cool because it kind of balances out your team when he does that.
Yeah, and that means that you picked the female character.
Yes.
Because if you had picked the male character, then it would be Dawn helping you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, are they trying to hook me up with somebody? What's going on?
It's just the other protagonist.
Yeah, I know. I got you.
Yeah, cool stuff.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, because that's just the other character I could have picked.
Yeah.
Why am I so dumb, dude? Anyways, yeah, I'm having a blast with Pokemon. I feel like a kid again.
Good. That's exactly what you should be feeling like.
I know, right? Thanks, Pokemon.
And with that, please enjoy the episode.
First up, we have Platinum End, Episode 9.
You know what's interesting about this episode?
What's that?
Almost no Mirai in this episode. It was very heavily focused on our antagonist, whose name I don't know if we ever found out.
I'm pretty sure we heard his name at some point.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. I definitely don't remember what it is, though. I just know he's Metropoliman, right?
Metropoliman's assistant.
Yeah. Oh, Metropoliman's assistant. Right. Wow, did we learn his name? I don't know. Good question.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I feel like they said his name once.
Okay, so other than that, it was also very focused on Mukaido and his family and stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of just right now it's a battle between Mukaido and our new villain,
JoJo Man.
JoJo Man. Yeah.
This guy just looks like a JoJo character.
Dude, 100%. Absolutely.
He looks like Risotto and like Trish had a baby.
100%. Absolutely. Maybe a little bit of oh, dude, I forget his name. From part 5, he's got the long hair and
Abakio?
Abakio, yeah.
Maybe a little bit of like a Chocola, I think is his name.
Yeah.
With his like crazy streak.
Yeah, so he's 100% a JoJo character.
Yeah,
and he makes JoJo faces, so I don't...
Dude, I like the part when he was making the crazy face and then he just waved his hand in front of his face and he was fine.
Yeah, dude. It's like... Dude, I don't want to just say this over and over again, but like that was a scene straight out of JoJo.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Another thing I love about this character is we get his background and we like come to understand like how hard he worked to change his body and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Never once did it explain how he got that good with a fucking katana.
Yeah, right? Like, when are we going to learn that part? He was, at like the beginning of this episode, he was like, and now I have a bunch of awesome katanas. I've got I don't remember the first one. And then he's like, and I've also got a Musashi blade. And it's like, bro, what the fuck? Are you going to talk about how you got one of Musashi blades? Excuse me? And why are you so good with it? This guy's got serious accuracy.
I like this, like, he's like, tell me what you know about this guy. And the doctor guy's like, I can't do that, patient confidentiality. And he was like, okay, what if I cut you? Will you do it now? And the guy was like, okay, now I'll tell you. And then he's like, well, I'm going to kill you anyway, so.
Yeah. Wow, thanks, bro.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, dude, this guy, I know this is Death Note, but like, this guy is the dumb antagonist who thinks he's smart. And so he makes a plan, and it's a really dumb plan. It's frustrating to watch this happen, right? You've got a dumb villain with a dumb plan, and you've got a dumb protagonist who gets emotional and falls into the dumb plan. It's like, bro, please, just think about this for 1 second.
My favorite part about this guy was that they treated it realistically, where like he got attractive, but he still had no social skills because he had never practiced it.
Yeah, dude. I like that a lot. I appreciated it a lot.
That's Platinum End for you. I feel like they do a good job with that kind of stuff.
They really do. They really do. I think the mangaka really understands those social dynamics, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
He knows how people interact, so it really comes across well in this anime. I do want to backtrack just slightly to me talking about how he's a dumb antagonist, though. There was one small scene that made me wonder if he is actually that dumb, though, you know? Maybe he's actually kind of conniving because he set up that trap with the one-way mirror, right?
Yeah.
And then our main villain sends in this body double, this kid at the school who looks almost exactly like him somehow. Yeah. And he's like, oh, so you thought this was a good plan to trap me in here? Well, you're really stupid because I know you're standing behind the one-way glass. And he's like, oh, you were so right. I'm so dumb. Ooh, what a bad plan. And then they pan to behind the one-way glass, and it's actually a laptop he set up there. And he's like Skyping him from some other building, like his apartment or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is really big brain, especially since like our main antagonist, who's supposed to be the super genius, didn't seem to like key into that fact.
I feel like if our antagonist was as smart as he thinks he is, it's not as if he's as smart as we think he is. It's as if he's as smart as he thinks he is.
Yeah, that's fair.
Then he would have just shot a white arrow through the glass. Or at least a red one.
See, I was expecting that any moment, right? Like, this dude's like, I want to be your servant. So an easy way to make that happen is just shoot him with a red arrow so you can, you can't not trust a guy you've shot with a red arrow.
It's not like he doesn't have more red arrows.
Yeah, this guy has endless amounts of red arrows, apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, if Mukaido can shoot 14 people with a red arrow and this guy has like 6 red arrows, like, yeah, there's no problems there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know why he didn't. He was like, yeah, you can just shoot through the glass. And it's like, you're right. So just shoot through the glass with a red arrow, dude. What are you doing?
What if I miss?
What if I miss?
I loved the scene where we see the struggle with Mukaido, where he realizes something's gone wrong with his family and he runs inside and he sees a horrible scene, and we think that it's going to be his dead family, and it just pans out and the dresses have been destroyed. And this was devastating to him.
Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to laugh because, yeah, it was absolutely devastating to him. And you could feel the emotion in his reaction to it too, but I expected it to be his family, not the dresses.
Yeah, he was like, oh my God, how could you?
You monster.
It was very sad. But then we come to find out that his family's also been kidnapped and put in a box.
Yeah, in a box of one-way mirrors. Seems like a theme.
Apparently this is a box that traps angels or something like that.
Our main antagonist was talking about trapping god candidates in a box. I think that was all just like superfluous language, right? He's like, oh, you thought you'd trap me in this room where I can't fly away with my wings and then stand behind one-way glass? Yeah. But how are you going to trap the other god candidates in a box?
With one-way mirrors.
With one-way mirrors. I'm going to build another literal box with one-way mirrors.
So, yeah, they're inside that box now.
Yeah. His family's in the box. They're tied up. I don't understand this plan at all, dude. Mukaido's mad. Our antagonist has a katana. Mukaido's family is in a one-way mirror box. The girl still doesn't have wings.
Time to fucking roll.
Time to go. Time to...
Yeah, now I want to talk about Saki for a sec.
Yeah, Saki, thank you.
Because she got that outfit.
Ooh, yeah, she got an outfit.
She got a yellow kitty outfit.
Yeah, she's the black Power Ranger with gold highlights.
What?
Her suit was black with gold trim. Or
it was
yellow
like silver,
trim.
Wasn't it?
It was like black with silver and gold.
I think black. I'm pretty sure black was the least color on it.
I'm pretty sure the whole torso was black with silver shoulder and chest guard pieces.
I just remember silver and yellow.
Yeah, I don't know. It's something.
Anyways, yeah.
Anyways,
I love when Revel's like, the fuck, man? Is this what you're into? And he was like, no, it was necessary.
It is all 100% pure efficiency.
Like, check this out. The ears turn into a visor, and the reason the tail exists is to hold the battery as far away as possible.
It's
like,
also a cooling unit.
Yeah, okay, dude.
Whatever, bro. This guy literally built a bomb suit, and then for the girl, he's like, "How about a cat suit?"
And she's like, "Oh, this is so cute." And Revel's like, "What? You're into it?" And she's like, "Yeah, it's cute." She's like, "What's your problem, man?"
Why you like this, bro? I love Saki. What's Revel the angel of?
I don't remember.
The angel of nothing.
Integrity or something.
I don't know. Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Oh yeah, we learn about these. So every episode, when we get the mid-roll, it pans into an orb and we see information. Death Note rules style. And this whole time we were like, what the fuck is that? And it turns out they're just orbs of knowledge from God.
They're the God teardrops of knowledge. Knowledge. You know, it's better than my cat suit and my bomb suit and my $20 million cathedral on top of a building. Knowledge.
And then I like how everyone's treating it like it's a big deal, right? Like I don't remember her name, but the one angel girl, she's like, I have the most knowledge in the world. And then Revel's like, I want that. And he just grabs it. He's like, let me take it. He's just shoving it into his forehead.
She's like, I've spent my whole existence gaining knowledge. I gained so much knowledge, God demoted me from a special angel. And he's like, nice, I'm going to do that too. And yeah, literally shoves the knowledge into his brain. He's like, one of these orbs holds more information than 1,000 of your human books could. Proceeds to shove knowledge directly into brain.
Swallows it whole.
Dude. And then I'm sure he shoved more in than we saw, but we watched him push in at least like 6 over some period of time. And then he comes floating out and he's like, wow, this is really tough. It's a lot of knowledge. Yeah, you just shoved like 6,000 books into your head, dude. What?
I want to see Revel with like a giant bowl and then those in like Cocoa Puffs and then fill it with milk. That's what I live for.
I can see that. Just like once every episode, we just see Revel in the background doing like an ordinary everyday thing a human would do, except whatever that thing is, it's replaced by those knowledge balls. He's got a bowl full of knowledge balls and milk, or he's like sitting on the couch like snacking on knowledge balls.
It's like a bag of them.
Oh, jeez.
Next up, we got 86, episode 19.
This episode was the conclusion of all conclusions.
Did this episode happen?
I think they were just shilling more toys.
Yeah.
I like the part where they showed off the Halo Laser Sword Master Edition toy there.
Dude.
Dropping, that's an 86 crossover.
They were like, here, look at this energy sword. Also, it's a rail gun.
Yeah. Honestly, that might be one of the coolest mechs I've seen in a while.
That makes sense. It's the bad guys. The bad guys always have cooler mechs.
Why do the bad guys always have cooler mechs? Is that like a Japanese proverb? Bad guys are cooler, but they're bad guys?
Yeah. Nice guys finish first and have less cool stuff.
Just because you look lame doesn't mean you can't be the hero?
I think that's correct, yeah.
Yeah.
I think actually you have to look lame to be the hero. Look at Kirito.
Oh, no. You better piss a lot of people off. Yeah, so we've seen the Morpho now. How do you feel about the Morpho?
What the fuck's a Morpho? What are we talking about?
The Morpho's the railgun.
That's what that was?
Yeah.
Did they talk about the Morpho before this?
Yes. But I thought the Morpho was like a Legion building facility. Like I thought it was like a factory. But I guess they must have been talking about the Morpho itself needed repairs.
Oh, the Morpho is what that's their goal, was to go take it down.
Yeah.
I thought it was a facility too.
Yeah, because that cannon blasted the wall, and then they're like, the enemy has a giant railgun that runs on a track system around all the cities. We have to go stop the Morpho before it repairs. And I thought they meant like the Morpho was repairing the thing on the tracks.
No, the Morpho is the thing. Yeah, you know what? And I was so fucking lost until you said a few words just now. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
This is like I watched this episode and I feel like I didn't fucking understand anything for some reason. Like, and this is not the show's fault. I feel like the show did a pretty good job this episode. I just don't understand.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I feel like, so I think this episode was really good because it did a lot of showing and not telling. But the episodes that do telling and not showing are confusing sometimes.
We got to see Fredericka's night a little bit.
Yeah.
The weird thing about the legions for me is that, like, I'm not sure if, like, you know, they're technically just like the brain of a person put in a mech or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But, like, does that mean we should kill them? I don't know. We should kill them because they're bad guys.
Yeah.
But also, like...
person bad, must kill.
Yeah, I don't know. This kind of feels weird, right?
Yeah. I was actually thinking about that a lot this episode, specifically because we got to see some of the emotion behind Fredericka's night during this episode. And I was like,
that's a guy. Yeah.
Yeah, like, yo, this is like, he was a human. He's still him. He's got a cool ass railgun body.
And the thing is that, like, it didn't really hit me until he started communicating with another legion.
Yeah, that's
they were
what
having
really
a conversation. I was like, what the fuck?
Like, I thought the Legion was just a straight up hive mind, right? But they were actually, like, well, my understanding of that interaction is that they're actually a military with a standard military hierarchy.
Yeah.
They're structured. They have units. I mean, this guy was like, no, dude, I don't want to pull back. I don't want to pull back. We got to fight. And the dude was like, that's an order. You pull back now. And I was like, yo, that's not a hive mind because you don't do that in a hive mind.
No, yeah, these are people. This is guys, it's just, I put the brain in the robot.
I put the brain in the robot. Oh, we had a major conflict in season 1. And in season 2, I was like, I don't know, dude. I feel like the conflict is just like, oh, we're not in our district anymore and we have freedom and like...
Jesse.
Yeah.
There's only one season.
Oh, my bad, dude. Jesus Christ. This feels like a second season.
I know.
It's like, it's such a hard 180, right? Just the way they, quote unquote, wrapped up the first half and then started the second half. Like,
dude, okay, I have this problem where I was thinking about it for a while where I was like, did I just stop enjoying this show or did the show get worse, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm definitely not as into the show as I was in the first season.
Yeah.
And I thought about that for a long while, and then I think I figured it out. The problem is that it's a different show now. It's I wouldn't say that it's like better or worse. It's just very different than it used to be, and I think I'm still adjusting because it's a very large shift in tone.
Yeah. 100%. It really is. I mean, like, the whole first half was this moral quandary. You know, they're like going over the ethics of these authoritarian states using these outlying districts as soldiers and the struggles they go through and the interactions between this upper class and this lower class. And then when they get to the new city, they just demolish all of that because it's non-existent.
But not even that. It's that, like, a lot of the show was also about watching Lena come to terms with everything that was going on and trying to do what she can to help fix it.
Yeah.
That was like the heart of the show. And they've basically written Lena out almost entirely of this season.
Dude,
or this portion of the season or whatever.
I'm starting to wonder if Lena actually is dead. Like, if the nation they are from is actually just like Gonzo now, you know?
That'd be interesting. Or it's possible also that they're building it up for Lena's return as well. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Because I mean, I know it's still technically the first season, but we've had an intro change, right? You know, sometimes they do that in the middle of a season. And in this intro for the second half of season 1, Lena is a prominent figure in it. Like, I feel like she is, at least. And so that would tell me that she's a prominent figure in this, but
we're on episode 19. That means there's probably 4 episodes left.
Yeah.
5 episodes, I guess.
I guess in the intro, we do one of the last scenes we see of her in the intro is her back to us and she's walking away into a starry night sky, which might be, you know, playing up her departure from things. everything. Her leaving the show.
Yeah, something like that. It's really interesting. I really feel like there's just like a lot going on that we're not seeing right now that I want to see.
I would agree with that. I think most of the second half of the first season, I hate saying that, has been me wanting something more, wanting something else. But I think in this episode, I got what I wanted because I'm suddenly interested again.
Yeah, I agree. Now, before we move on to that, I do want to say that I think something interesting is that I realized we actually, like, we still have Lena. It's just not Lena anymore. They replaced Lena with Fredericka. And the problem is I just don't care about Fredericka as much as I did about Lena.
I think my problem is Fredericka isn't Lena. Like, maybe she's supposed to be the replacement, but Lena was... Well, okay, I guess personality-wise, they were kind of similar. They're both relatively young. They're both naive. They're both heads or related to heads of major military personnel. So they're similar in that way. But, like, Lena, she was almost like a ghost for the 86. She was just a voice in their head. They were totally separated, and they had to create a relationship through just that sensory connection using the pararaid. While in this case, Fredericka is a literal child, literally with them, getting in their way while they're in the battlefield. And I guess I'm vibing with the 86 because I find it as annoying as they do.
Yeah. when she showed up in this episode, I was so mad. I was like, just get out of my show. I just don't think she adds anything.
I've got this hard time going on because I like Fredericka in the way, like, for me, Fredericka is like kind of like a Megumine, and I really love like the personality type, but she doesn't add anything to the show like Megumine. She's just annoying. So it's like, I'm like, oh, nice, you gave me some Fredericka. Okay, now get her out of the way so I can get back to the show.
Yeah,
but they don't. They just throw her up in your face like, here, main plot line. It's like, please stop.
And I feel like there's a pretty solid chance she's going to die at the end of the season.
Whoa.
And we're supposed to be sad about it, and I'm just not going to be sad.
Do they kill children in anime? You can't show that on TV. Not in the US anyways.
This is Japan.
I know.
The rules are different.
Yeah, but they have to air it in the US. Look what they did to Akudama Drive. Oof.
War has changed.
War has changed. War never changes. You can't tell me that. Dude, if she does die, I'm going to be shocked, I think, if Fredericka dies.
I won't be.
Why?
I feel like they're constantly pushing her presence to take her away later. I feel like they're being like, and maybe this is also why Lena's on the back burner right now. Maybe we get Lena back after Fredericka dies, right?
Maybe.
And Fredericka, they're doing this thing where they're like, you know, shoving her into the situation so that we see her more, showing her quote unquote bonds between the characters, right? So that we'll get attached to her. And then I think they're gonna shoot her in the head. I think they're gonna of mice and men her.
Oh, jeez, yeah. I don't know, maybe. I feel like if anything, Fredericka's the one who's going to have to be shooting somebody in the head. And I also feel like they're playing up the blonde-haired commander girl as the one who's going to die, right? Because she's the career military woman who's gone through it all, and she's going through it again, and this time she's got nothing to lose.
I think I might give even less of a shit if she dies.
Wow. I actually like her.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, as a character, I think she is... They don't do much with her, I'll give you that, but I think as a character, she's a good character.
I have no attachment to this character.
Well, that's on you.
I do not think that is true. I think this show has given me no reason to be attached to her.
Oh, dude, I love how they drop all these subtle hints about her background and like all the things she's gone through and the trauma she's faced on the battlefield.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay, fair enough. So, I have a question for you. Do you know what a Balgur is?
It seemed like it's what they were calling the enemies, or their enemies, right? That was the Legion saying it, right?
Yeah.
So I believe it's what they're referring to the 86 as, or not just the 86, but I don't remember what this group of people is called.
Yeah, they're the Republic.
Yeah.
All the nations are like the Republic, the Federalist, the Kingdom,
the Communists.
The Communists. One of them is actually called the United Kingdom, and I was like,
Can
You
do
know
that?
that's a real place, right? Like, excuse me?
So, but you know German, right? Or a little bit at least.
I know a little bit of German, yeah.
So what does Balrog mean?
I don't think that's a German word. I'm like, I'll guarantee you that's not a German word. Yeah. That's a good point. Maybe it's that simple. That might just be what the Legion called the enemies. In fact, maybe that was the enemies the Legion were fighting when they were first created. That could make sense. I had just thought they were referring to Sheen's mech specifically as the Balgir, but I guess that's sort of due to the impreciseness of the language that Japanese use sometimes, right? Because they were like, here comes the Balgir. There's the Balgir's right there. And like, I thought they were referring specifically to Sheen, but I mean, they could have just been referring to the mech in that way. Like, there's that mech. There's the Balgir. There's the enemy.
But you raise an interesting point, because if you break it down into the two core words there, then Baal can be used to mean like hellfire, and gear could be like, mech.
Yeah.
So that'd be really interesting if they were just like, that's the name for Sheen.
Yeah, right? Like, all his homies call him the Reaper because they know him. But these guys are like, he's the Balgir, because when he shows up, he just blasts through our forces.
And it's an interesting dynamic as well, because he's the Reaper because he, is the one taking his friends to the other side. He's the one that has to make that call. But these other people, they're like, he's the one who comes in and fucking kills us all.
Yeah. And all the Legion would know about him too, because regardless of what Legion he fights, the other Legion can use their robo brain to tell all the other Legion about it.
Do you not do that normally?
Tell the other robots about what my robo brain thinks?
Yeah, I do that every day.
Oh, is that how you use it?
Aren't you just bought 4,000?
Yeah, I am. I'm kind of new to this whole robot thing. I just turned that off. There was a bunch of annoying voices, and I just put them on mute.
Oh. We go into Jesse's brain, there's like a Discord call, and just everybody in the world is muted.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I don't know if Sheen's the Balgir or not. I look forward to hopefully learning more about whatever they're referring to as the Balgir. Hopefully that's kind of important. But on that note, on the note of Sheen, did you notice how when the Morpho tried to shoot him when he got too close, it said protection violation?
What the fuck does that mean?
Well, I assume it means they were violating like a protection order, and it was the Japanese trying to write something in English, so it didn't quite come out right. That's generally my base assumption.
No, yeah, I see what you're saying, though.
And on top of that, too, when Paleface was having, or was it Palehead? Palehead and No Face? No, Paleface and No Head. I don't know why, but those two names just sound really similar to me for some reason. Anyway, so when Paleface was talking to No Head was like, that guy's too close. If you shoot him, you're going to kill him. You can't do that. And then he was like, no, I'm going to kill this guy. And they're like, no, stand down. Don't kill that guy. And he's like, I'm going to kill him. And then he got a protection violation. And then he was like, oh, okay, I'll see you next time, Balgir. And I mean, actually, the knight knew that he was a Nozen, because I guess everybody knows Sheen is the like last remaining Nozen of all time now.
Yeah, he's the Mikasa.
Yeah, he's the Mikasa. So, I mean, obviously, he's a great strategic military fighter. You know what? I think I just walked into my own theory. I think I just solved my own theory. I was going to ask, like, why is he so important? Why are they trying to protect Sheen? What does he mean to the Legion? What does this all mean? And then I was starting to say, I know Sheen is a really great combat fighter and stuff, and, like, they could stick his brain in a Legion mech. And then I was like, oh, well, they probably want to stick Sheen's brain in a Legion mech, so they don't want to explode him with a rail cannon at 50 feet away.
That makes sense, yeah.
yeah. Okay, well, maybe it'll be deeper than that, but I guess I solved my own question. Next up, we have Demon Slayer Season 2, Episode 7.
Theoretically, the last episode that we need to talk about before the actual new content.
I can't believe it. I'm excited for Demon Slayer Season 2 to start.
Did you know, oh my god, we got through this whole season. Nobody once told me that Rengoku dies at the end. Holy shit.
What the fuck, dude? I can't believe it. Absolutely nuts. Off the wall. Wow.
Who saw this coming? Literally no one.
Yeah, not even the director.
He was like, everybody just do a single frame unrelated to each other. We'll see what happens. This is where we ended up.
Amazing. I love it. I can't believe they animated a whole half a season by literally every single person in the entire office at Kadokawa doing one panel of this anime.
Yeah, pretty intense.
Yeah.
Even the mangaka did less panels than that total.
I know, right? Wow.
Even the Recasters Anime podcast has done less panels than that.
Yeah.
We've done none.
0. Nice.
The season... just kidding.
The season half finale.
The movie finale.
The movie finale.
Yeah, and then after all that happens, the movie just kind of ends. Like, so in the manga, there's 2 more chapters in this arc that kind of like wrap it up and show everybody like, you know, what they're going to do next and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This one, like, Rengoku dies and then they just fucking end it. That's just, it's over.
So savage, dude. I mean, I get it for a movie, like, that's a powerful, dramatic ending, but, like, you're in the middle of a season. Excuse me.
Yeah, so next week we'll be able to see how this goes next.
Yeah, I hope.
I hope. I have no idea, to be honest.
Yeah, with as many curveballs as 86 has thrown us this season, I'm not sure, like, if the system even has, like, relegated release schedules anymore.
But they got cool toys.
They do have cool toys. I can't wait for those cool Demon Slayer mecha toys.
Oh, dude. I did get a model kit of Tanjiro doing the Hinokami Kagura.
Ooh.
I have not built that one yet. I'm pretty excited.
Very nice.
I have bought a lot more model kits than I have built.
I think that tends to be how it goes.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm always like, ooh, I want that one. Ooh, I want that one. And then my time for building them is way like more limited.
Yeah. Dude, it's just so much less effort to buy them than it is to build them.
Yeah, damn.
Why would they do that to us?
I love Inosuke so much.
Me too.
Like, just in general, but especially in this episode.
What a champion, this man.
This is like, he's like, don't cry. You just got to move forward. And Zenitsu's like, but you're crying too. And he's like, hey, fuck you.
And then he knocks him out.
Yeah, just knocks him the fuck out. Who's crying now, bitch?
Who's crying now? Oh, dude. I love how he tries to be such a, like a strong character, right? He's always like, you got to press on no matter what.
This scene where he's just sobbing and swinging his swords while like mildly running, kind of.
Yeah.
Is one of my favorite gifts to send people. It's just the best.
And then I love how, like, as things are panning out, he's just kind of standing in the background waving his swords around.
No, he's punching Tanjiro in the back of the head.
Oh, there's that too, yeah.
The fight in this episode was fucking phenomenal.
Gorgeous, incredible, outstanding.
Good even.
Maybe even really nice. Yeah, it really was. Like, to be honest, I don't know how, but I forgot about this fight. Like,
what?
I thought after he got that, whatever happened to him at the end of the last episode. Oh, yeah, they did like the charge at each other anime style thing. I thought after that he like died and it was all dramatic and stuff. And then they just started fighting some more. And I was like, whoa, yo.
They just fucking go, yeah.
They go hard. They go crazy. I thought like last episode had the Sakuga. This episode had the Sakuga.
Hell yeah. This is where the whole, like the entire budget of the movie, this is the reason they made it as a movie. Is so that this fight would look as fucking good as it does.
90% of the budget went into this episode worth of time.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm down.
100%. Especially seeing as the rest of the movie looked so good too.
Yeah. Demon Slayer, keep it up.
Thanks, Demon Slayer. So, at the end of that big ol' fight, after Rengoku dies and
what?
And baseball, yeah, sorry, spoiler for Demon Slayer season 2, Rengoku dies. And basketball goes running off into the forest. Tanjiro, he's a very angry man, right? He's yelling a lot of stuff. And he says something in Japanese specifically. In the English subtitle, he says, it's like this was Rengoku won, or this was Rengoku's victory or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
In Japanese specifically, Tanjiro says Rengoku-san no kachida, which we translate that. It is the noun form of victory, kachi, and he's saying Rengoku owns the victory. Like, it's Rengoku's victory. It belongs to him. Like,
Yeah.
he is in possession of the victory. And I think that just sounds so much more powerful, right? Like, that phrasing really emphasizes how Tanjiro feels, right? Like, Rengoku didn't just win. It wasn't like he won this battle, you know, see you later, we won this battle. He's like, Rengoku owned that victory. It was his all along. It never wasn't.
I feel like the nuance is exactly the same in English and Japanese, but I see what you're saying. I just think that that's still true in the English translation.
I don't feel like it. As a native English speaker.
It's the same thing.
I don't know. I think it would have been more impactful if the English subtitle had been something like, I don't know now. I had thoughts about this yesterday, and now they're like gonzo.
Here's the thing: is that he says Rengoku no kachi.
Yeah.
That's directly translates to Rengoku's win.
Yeah, but they used the verb form. They were they were saying like in English in the subtitle they're like Rengoku does the winning, right? Like Rengoku had the victory. This was Rengoku, like they said that. I don't know, not that, but I don't remember exactly what the English subtitle was now.
No, I see what you're getting at.
Yeah.
I just think I disagree with you.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, my final point is I think owning the victory is more intense than doing the victory.
My final point is Japanese is a cooler language anyway.
Yeah. Stop speaking English, you fucking weirdos.
It's actually like I love Japanese but I'm entirely biased for it. I think that English is a better language.
I think English is more comprehensive. And again, I'm not like a native Japanese speaker, but my experience with Japanese has been that some ways of thinking are very limited because of their language. They can't express those things that you can express in English, you know? But I guess it's vice versa too, because there's some things they express in Japanese that it's more difficult to express in English, so.
That's true. Yeah.
Language, am I right?
Wrong.
Damn.
Next up, we got Mieruko-chan, episode 9.
AKA the greatest paranormal anime show since Yu Yu Hakusho.
AKA the greatest paranormal show since Jujutsu Kaisen.
AKA the greatest paranormal show since Shaman King.
AKA, wait, do you mean the new Shaman King or the old Shaman King?
I haven't seen either of them. I've only read the manga.
AKA the best supernatural show since Supernatural the Show.
AKA the best supernatural show since Ghosts.
Oh my god. Since real ghosts happened.
Since real ghosts started.
The greatest invention since sliced bread.
Hey, so if you believe in ghosts, were there ghosts before the first person?
Probably not.
Fair.
What? Jesse, I just want to know how there would have been ghosts before person.
What about like dinosaur ghosts?
That'd be sick.
It's just a big ass T-Rex ghost, like.
You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, how come ghosts are only people?
Make some ghost fans real mad if I give you an answer.
Because people are the only thing strong enough to walk into the fourth dimension.
Yeah, that's it.
Did you think this was the greatest episode so far?
I think this was, get ready for it, the greatest setup episode ever.
No, I agree. I think actually, I think this episode delivered on the last episode really, really well. Where last episode, Miko was kind of doubting herself and if she really should be just ignoring everything or if she needs to face her problems head on. Because while the ghosts are like the main problem that she has, it's still an analogy for, putting off your struggles, putting things off and not facing your problems head on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And in this episode, we get the first taste of her finally doing that, finally showing how she feels.
Yeah, right? It's kind of crazy. I didn't think about it till this episode. Well, I guess I thought about it a little bit, but in a sort of different context. But Miko just doesn't react to anything. Like, it's kind of really sinking in now. Watching her react, I'm like, she's never reacted to anything.
We have never seen her laugh. Actually, I think we saw her laugh once, but
We've seen her do like little chuckly smiles, I think, like the outside of her mouth like curls upward a little bit.
yeah, but usually she just looks as dead as I do on a Monday morning. Except all the time.
It's 24/7. Ooh, rough life.
Yeah.
And we talked about how her looking like that probably has something to do with the terror she always experiences from seeing all these ghosts and stuff all the time. But now I'm thinking like, maybe she's actually, maybe she just has like depression or something, right? You know what I mean? Maybe she's actually just never really that happy or that involved in her surroundings.
Yeah, because like the thing about shows like this is that they have a premise and like there's something going on in the show, but it's really an analogy for actual problems most of the time.
Yeah. It's built off some real life experience or something, it's something based in reality.
So I feel like Miko is an analogy for anxiety. I think she's anxious all the time and suppressing her emotions.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Wow. Interesting.
And then we get other characters as well. And I feel like each character represents something else, right? I got to think about it some more before I like say anything, but we have the like, maybe Hana would be like ADHD, right? Where she's kind of spacey and...
Yeah, spacey, lots of energy. She always has... Oh, I don't want to say this without it sounding wrong. I mean...
Just for the record, Jesse and I have both been diagnosed with ADHD, so...
Yeah, so like, I'm not like jabbing anything, but she has this like childlike simplicity to the way she views some things, which I feel personally is really relatable because when I really, really get into something, it's sort of that childlike simplicity in my interest, right? Like it's just all about that thing and it's the greatest, most shiny thing.
Yeah. All of my Kingdom Hearts figures would agree with her obsession with this rabbit thing.
Right? Yeah, there you go.
Maybe that's why I like Hana so much.
Yeah, that's actually probably part of the reason. I'm like, why do I like this character so much? That's probably part of it.
So then all that's left would be Yulia.
Yeah, and I was actually thinking about Yulia myself. And if you think about how her power manifests compared to how Miko's manifests, well, Yulia wants to be like really cool. I'm a spirit fighter, like look at me. People should want to be my friend because I'm like a cool spirit oracle. But she can only see really minor things, right? Her power is actually very minimal. But she wants it to be a lot more. She wants more influence, more presence, more use. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of a common stereotype for that sort of Chunibyo character. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But where would that land on like a... Chunibyo's... Maybe it is a archetype. Yeah, okay. Maybe.
Yeah. And I guess, we've said anxiety and ADHD, so following that similar pattern of it being something more recognizable, I guess I don't actually know what it is or what you would call it, but she's the sort of kid who was bullied because of how she presented herself, and because of that, she's now presenting a false image of herself to make up for feeling insecure, I guess.
Yeah.
So
either way, I do just think that all three of these characters are written very well.
Yeah.
I'll have to think about it more. I think I'll probably come up with more to talk about Yulia next week. I think part of the problem is we haven't seen her as much as the other characters. So, but in some ways, it feels like we've seen more of her emotions.
For sure.
We hear her thoughts a lot.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, she definitely thinks to herself a lot in the show, in the little amount of time she's been here. So
true.
And I was just thinking too, actually, this popped into my head. Maybe there's a little bit of a cultural disconnect, I feel like, because I was thinking, she's a little bit kind of like maybe a neat, you know what I mean? Somebody socially awkward like that, which we kind of have stuff like that in America, but it's a little more pronounced, I guess, in Japanese society.
Yeah, one thing I think is interesting in particular is we see the scene where she's eating lunch alone in the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
And I think this plays into her being bullied again and not having friends, right? Because one of the biggest stereotypes about people who I guess I don't even know if it's a stereotype, but the people who eat lunch alone in the bathroom, it's often so that they aren't seen eating alone in public, right?
Yeah. They don't want people to know they don't have any friends to sit with at lunch.
Yeah, and they don't want to get made fun of. So it can often also be hiding from bullies, things like that. So that these are common characteristics of people who have been the victims of bullies.
Yeah.
Poor Yulia.
Man, I feel, dude, like I felt bad for her before, but man, I'm feeling really bad now. Like, damn.
I really like when Miko's just like, "What are you doing? Just eat with us."
Eat with us, forehead.
She's like, "Yeah, okay, not a big deal."
Whatever. I didn't. Sure.
In her head, she's just like, "Ah!" Just screaming.
Oh, and then I like when she's sitting with them, and I think it's Hana who's like, "Well, why don't you just eat lunch with us from now on?"
Yeah.
Oh, and you could just like the brightness. She was just so excited.
She was like, "Sure, I guess I could do that." And in her head, she's like, "Victory." And then we get the haunted house.
Yeah.
And I think the haunted house was great. I think this was probably the best part of the episode.
100%. Well, I don't know. After talking about all that stuff about Yulia, it's hard for me to. It was really great, though.
I love how much depth this show has with just like. It feels like everything has. You can get out of this show as much as you want to.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you just want to watch this show and enjoy it, you can do that. Or if you want to like think about it, you can get more of the deeper themes and stuff. It's one of those ones that's for everyone.
Yeah, for sure. It really. It's just. I don't know how to describe it, besides it's so real. It really hits home, you know?
Yeah.
So anyways, this oversized haunted house that somehow fits in the street next to this restaurant.
What do you mean in the street? They did this in a school building, didn't they?
I don't think so.
Oh.
They like were walking up the sidewalk and then they were like, look, it's Mrs. D's haunted house.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I was like, oh, nice. And then they're in there for like an hour. I was like, what?
I like that Mrs. D's just hired like 12 actors.
Yeah.
For one haunted house so that they could give away free donuts.
Man, literally throwing money away to promote their place.
What'd you think of Egghead?
I don't know. Let's talk about a Japanese spirit.
I like this guy.
Yeah, I don't know. He didn't do much besides going nah, 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 nah.
Wasn't he saying nah?
No, he's saying nah.
Oh, okay.
So nah. Yeah, I guess him personally, like I'm like, okay, you know, cool, sure. But the role he played in Miko's evolution, I thought was really cool.
This is the first time she has ever talked to a spirit.
Yeah. And in fact, she even reacted to the spirit.
Yeah, and she didn't even do that for her dad.
Yo. That's powerful.
Yeah.
Man.
I wish everybody could have seen the look on Jesse's face when I said that. Like, it dawned on him. He was like, what the fuck?
Dude, it's like heartbreaking. Like, oh my God, dude, she had to repress it all this time. And she could have been talking to her dad and she didn't. And then she talked to this like egghead guy in a haunted maze.
I think this egghead guy was perfect because he looks like he could have been one of these actors.
Yeah, he did. He looked like he was one of these actors. Or I thought maybe he was like somebody who worked for Mrs. D's, like a part-timer.
Yeah, exactly. And then, just the fact that Hana wasn't reacting, Miko was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, like, oh, no. And the weird thing, too, was Yulia wasn't reacting. Like, didn't seem like that strong of a spirit to me.
Dude, Yulia's powers are very inconsistent.
That's true. She mostly just sees little men.
Yeah.
Little bald guys.
I think she'll get stronger over time is my expectation.
I really hope so. I would like to think so.
I love her little like Chunibyo moment where she imagined Hana and Miko purifying
Oh,
Like a haunted-
that haunted building.
Yeah.
Dude, and I love the way she puts things through. She's like, "You mean the haunted building that those with the vision would never go near?" It's like, who else are you talking about right now? Who else do you know with the vision? What?
Because we've seen 3 characters, and I think that's it.
Yeah, and you talk to one of them, and that one has no idea what you're talking about ever.
And the other one is the old lady who now tills a farm.
Yeah.
Which also, speaking of which, that moment was very sad also.
Yeah, this show is like, here's a 10-second scene with the old lady. It's very emotional also. Like, damn, how you doing this? Stop. They've perfected it.
Just all the time.
So, we had the setup. No, we had the intro. Now we've got the setup. Where will our ghostly villain lead us next?
I think he recognizes them.
I think he does. I think he at least recognizes Miko.
And we got that really interesting thing with the huge ghost, right?
Yeah. Where it was like staring at him and watching him through the window.
Yeah, and then I think it said to Miko, "Don't look at him," or something like that, right?
It just said, "Don't look." Yeah. It was like, "Don't look," and then it vanished.
Fucking wild.
Dude, fucking wild, fucking scary.
You think this is the same situation with the coffee house guy? Where it's like, that's my man.
No, I don't, actually. And let me tell you what I think. Because originally we had talked about maybe this guy can see spirits, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't think he can see spirits. I think he's actually like, I don't know what the correct word is, so I'm going to say something like a sociopath or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think the ghost was telling Miko not to look because I think he holds a grudge after she wouldn't give him the cat. And he recognized her because he holds this deep internal grudge over that. And so when he was staring at her through the window, if she'd looked up at him, it would have been like one of those trigger moments. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I also actually think that this ghost was somebody that he murdered. Because it kind of implies that he was killing the cats.
Yeah. And maybe he did murder somebody. Like, I don't want to think the show gets that dark, but they had the whole arc with Miko's dad, so who knows?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a serial killer.
Oh, terrifying. And very exciting for the story.
Yeah, right. Like, all of a sudden, we're turning in a direction I didn't expect.
Yeah, I 100%. Like, this show went from being like a slice of life episode of the week into having some dramatic plot.
And we talked about that a while back where we were like, where is this show going to go? It's a slice of life. And not only is it a slice of life, it's a slice of life that isn't a rom-com, which means that it's got to do something at some point.
Yeah.
And we found it. We figured out where it was going.
Yeah. Miko's going to fight serial killers with her ghost powers.
I don't know if that's exactly correct, but something like that.
Yeah, something along those lines may occur. I'm really excited to see where it goes, though. Because, like we talked about very early in this segment, Miko doesn't do a lot. That's her character. She makes a point of, not trying to do a lot in regards to especially the ghosts, right? And so we've had like 8 episodes of Miko being like, just ignore it, just ignore it, just ignore it. Now she's being faced with a real physical threat. And it's like, we haven't seen the show handle something like this. So I don't know if it's going to be passive slice of life. Is she like, is there going to be active conflict in some way, Like, I have no idea how the show's going to handle this. I'm very excited.
Yeah, it could literally go any way. But I do think it's going to be, I think that the whole idea of Miko having to face her problems is going to culminate with this villain.
I would agree. And I also got to wonder, how are the gods going to play into this villain?
I was just about to ask that. She's got 2 uses left.
If we understand correctly.
Or 1 use if we don't.
Yeah. Either way, she's still got some god power on the back burner, and she's about to go against the greatest villain she's ever faced.
Herself. Just kidding.
Plot twist, he's her.
Oh, what? What a weird plot twist.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of Recasters Anime Podcast. We hope you had as much fun as we did.
Feel free to check us out on Facebook. We post anime-related memes there almost daily. Let us know what you think of the current anime season, or even just say hi.
You can look forward to weekly releases every Tuesday morning on platforms like Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. Tune in next week for more anime discussion.
Ja, mata raishu!